They call it show business for a reason. The Oscars are a $20 million production. And in the race to the finish line, the studios shell out big bucks themselves because gold means green. With us now is Marisa Guthrie. She's senior writer for The Hollywood Reporter. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So we all expect the movies like Argo and anybody else who won to benefit. But how much money are we talking about?
Well, they can, just for a nomination, you can get a 22% bump in box office. So if you're a $100 million movie, that's significant. And then a win, you can get another windfall because people are looking for that, you know, the Oscar stamp of approval.
Yes.
And they'll part with their hard-earned money to go to the theater to see the Best Picture winner.
I know, I've actually heard people who not seen Argo before that now say, you know, I'm going to go see it just because.
It works.
Ben, I'm going to go.
And I certainly look at all the Oscar nominees for Best Picture and I say, oh, I haven't seen that movie. I've got to go see that movie. One of the things that interests me is the lobbying that goes on behind the scenes to actually get on this list. How fierce is it?
Oh my goodness, it's bruising, and you know, it's very expensive too. I mean, there's a period where you have to stop campaigning, you have to stop glad handing, but until you can, you know, in that time where you can do it, most of the Best Picture movies nominees spent about $10 million.
And what's interesting, they don't just spend money to promote their own; they're spending money to tear down the other.
Yes, well, they're doing that, tearing down behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, the knife goes in the back.
So how do they do that?
Hence the word bruising.
Yes,
Yeah.
whisper campaigns, and I mean, this year we had a lot of politically themed movies, so there was a real attempt to elevate those films. Lincoln
and
had.
So what was the underhanded approach to get at the success, the popularity of those films, like Lincoln, like Zero Dark 30, like whatever.
Well, I mean,
else?
Zero Dark 30, as we've seen, has been surrounded by a lot of controversies.
Was that started? That conversation started on its own? That controversy, or was it, in a sense, helped along
that
by
back
people
door
who
you were
did not
talking
want
about.
to
That
see?
conversation started on its own. I think the torture debate is still a very hot one, obviously, but it didn't. So it provided a great shiv for the other movies.
And then columns began writing about it too.
Exactly.
Has it always been this way, or is it just getting worse? Because it seems, as you said, bruising and vicious to me today.
Oh, I think it's getting much worse. I mean, there's a lot more at stake with these movies. You know, it's so much harder to break out now. And so, yeah, they take it a lot more seriously.
Harvey Weinstein's horse in this Oscar race was Silver Linings Playbook, and there are reports that he hired a former Obama campaign aide, Stephanie Cutter, to help. What do we know about that?
She has not confirmed it. He has admitted to conferring with his friends, including her. She didn't seem to do a whole lot on the face of it. Some tweets.
So take Harvey as an example. How does he do it, even though he didn't have a big success this time?
He has a lot of
Jennifer
friends.
won, but
a lot of friends in high places, doesn't he?
And what do those friends do for him?
Well, they confer quality. When you have, you know, Bradley Cooper and David O. Russell, the director of Silver Linings Playbook, meeting with Joe Biden at the White House to talk about mental illness, Harvey gets them that meeting.
Right.
And that translates into publicity.
That translates into publicity.
Hey, let me check this out.
Yeah, that translates into, hey, maybe this isn't just a light rom-com.
So where do we develop this idea of we know where it's going? There is momentum with Argo, for example. Nobody was surprised that Argo won Best Picture because all the talk was that way.
It started with around Lincoln, and then it shifted to Argo.
But how do we know where the shift is my question.
That's very granular, and I think the shift started because Ben Affleck was so likable. He was snubbed as Best Director. He didn't get a Best Director nomination.
But you mean people are talking to the people who are going to be voting and getting a sense of where their head is?
I think yes, exactly. And who is liked? It's a popularity contest at the end of the day, and Ben is very popular.
Marisa, thank you. Great to have you here.
Good to see you.